Hi, everybody, and welcome back. On today's episode, we will be discussing Tanitra's pick, Lights Out by Navessa Allen. In our next episode, we will be discussing Woman Down by Colleen Hoover. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at bookedandbusypod_ for updates and additional announcements. So, Tanitra, how do you want to start our discussion off? Do you have a crazy question for me?
So before we get into Lights Out by Navessa Allen, I need to ask you a question. And this is going to take some suspended animation a little bit. So I want you to close your eyes and think about somebody. This doesn't have to be like, yes, it does have to be realistic. Somebody who is like, they could be a musician, actor, some type of popular figure who's fine and who you've seen pictures of and you know they're good looking. You've seen them in movies. You know they're good looking, right?
Okay.
And let's say you've been watching their Instagrams and whatnot. And then one day you come home at the end of the day and they've broken into your house and they sitting on your couch and they're like giving you bedroom eyes and they want to have a conversation with you. Like, I've noticed you and I've noticed you noticing me. Are you gonna sit and talk to them and be down with the get down, or are you calling the police?
Be calling the police. Like, that's. Like, because when you said think of somebody, I just automatically started thinking of, okay, Lance Gross. That was the first fine man that popped in my head. And so
Good
imagine
one.
Lance Gross just being on my couch while I'm just randomly coming home from work.
While you
or
coming
whatever.
home from a long day.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody else home.
I'd be like, wait, how do you even know me? Like, this is like, I'm confused.
You asking too many questions.
Yeah, it's like I'm like, where's my phone? Where's the police? Like, I don't know whether to call the police or not.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, at first thought you're like, I'm calling the damn police. But then I'm like, if I was like, not, this is me, single me, who has nobody. Like, we're just suspending reality for a second here. And my first thought of man sitting on my couch is to call the police. But then second thought, if Trevante Rose just happened to be like on my couch when I got home, I'd hear him out.
Right, because we did talk about that last episode. Like, if you ugly, I'm not giving you no time.
Right.
But if you fine,
that's a huge key factor. Fine, nice body, like every girl's kind of like fantasy man, kind of. And somehow he's noticed your comments out of his Instagram or whatever, or your like views or whatever. He's been secretly stalking your page. And then all of a sudden he's at your house and he's like, what's up?
But you were stalking their page first.
Yeah.
Technically, yeah.
I might have a conversation.
Yeah.
I'm open to a conversation.
It's like, how did the universe just work?
Right? Like, hold on.
Yeah,
let's think about this thing.
That's startling. But
it is kind of weird you broke into my house.
But it has to be somebody that I am aware of. It can't be no random fine man now.
No, somebody that you would somebody you would identify as like, oh, it's him, like he's at my house.
Yeah, for sure. If Gunna was just sitting in my living room eating cereal, I'm going to be like, hey.
Right? I'm still gonna ask how the hell you get in my house. Like, this is weird, but I'm open to having a conversation.
Hey, like, what's up? You're not gonna kill me, are you? That's my first thing. Like, are you gonna kill me? But yeah, like,
okay, there might be something wrong with us. That leads us. That's a good segue into this book.
Okay.
Lights Out. Okay. So in this book, we meet Allie and Josh. Allie is the main character. She's a nurse. She's like late 20s, and she works in the ER. So she sees all types of crazy stuff all day. She knows how evil the city can be. Like, she sees gruesome things every single day. So she has like a trauma response to wanting to save people because, backstory, her father had died a few years prior to this, but as a teenager, her mother took her out driving and they got into a bad accident. Long story short, like, she was trying to teach her to drive a stick and she ended up jutting out in the traffic and something impaled her mother. She tried to stop the wound and she wasn't able to. It's a whole thing. She has a traumatic backstory. In her spare time, she's dating this guy. It's not serious. She's just talking to him. And he has a roommate named Josh. Josh is the other character in this book. So Allie, in her spare time, in between her shifts at work, she likes to get on TikTok and watch this guy who does these thirst trap videos. He always wears like this scream mask or like this horror movie mask. But he has like a nice body and he does thirst trap videos. Yes. And he goes like random locations and he like records himself doing all these thirst traps with knives and all this like threatening, kind of like threatening women and stuff, but it's in a hot way, like, I'll do this to you, I'll destroy you, all type of stuff like that. That's what he does. And she watches his videos and she like gets off on him and all that. So fast forward to Josh. Josh actually happens to be the roommate of the guy that she's talking to. So Josh is like a computer nerd in his real life, nobody knows that he does this. This is just something he does. But he's a computer nerd. He knows how to hack into stuff. He knows how to spy on people. Like he's super into tech. We also find out a little bit later that his dad is a renowned serial killer. Like he had um kidnapped women and raped them and murdered them. He's like the Valentine's killer or something like that. He was very popular. And Josh had made it his business to try not, he doesn't want to be anything like his dad. Like he remembered how he was and but he knows that he has some sadistic tendencies because obviously you play with knives and stuff and you make thirst trap videos and threaten women in a hot way. So he knows there's something wrong with him, but he goes to great lengths to like not be like his dad. But he also is very suspicious of everybody. So he only has one best friend, and that's the guy who is his roommate who's dating Allie. And so, anyway, he notices Allie and develops a crush on her and he starts spying on her and he puts cameras in her house. He ends up hacking into the hospital camera system where she works and he has eyes on her all the time. And she realizes like she gets in his comments and first he name drops her like in one of his videos and all the girls in the comments are like, "Oh my God, who is Allie?" Blah, blah. And she's like, at first she's creeped out. She's like, "How does he know me? How does he know this about me?" Then she's at work and he posts a video and he's filming from inside of her house. And so she's like, "Wait a minute, I recognize that mattress, that bedspread, all that other stuff." And at first she's like, because she's super defensive. She takes like Tybo. She has guns all around her house. Because she's aware of the city. But she's like, she starts like going off on him or whatever, like cussing him out in her inbox, but she's also super turned on by it. Now, I think in her case, she probably should have called the police. Like, because this is a little weird, but she doesn't know that it's Josh. This whole time, she's just like the masked man.
Yeah.
So anyway, one night, he ends up breaking into her house while she's there because she's watching one of his videos. He can see her getting ready to out her vibrator and whatnot, and he decides like he has to have her and all this stuff. So he breaks into her house, and this entire time, I'm just gonna speed through this because there's a lot of I hate being titillated in books. Like, just get to the good part. They don't even actually have sex until like 100 pages before the end of the story. But they're hanging out, like, in between time, like, he's looking out for her, watching over her at the hospital, and, like, they're hanging out. He'll come over after her shift, but he's still wearing this goddamn mask, and, like,
Mhm.
later on, she ends up realizing, like, oh, he has this tattoo or whatever, and she's like, "That's Josh. That's so-and-so's roommate." So,
Right.
boom. Anyway, in the beginning of the story, Allie is treating this girl who's like a rape victim, and the guy who had done it was like this rich white dude named Brad, and he'd gotten away with it. Like he ended up walking straight out of the police house or whatever. His parents are super rich and well connected.
Mhm.
So a few days later, the victim, her family sees him in a bar and they beat the shit out of him. He ends up in the ER. And none of the nurses want to talk to him. They're like, he's a creep and all this other stuff. And he's been
Right.
trying to antagonize them. And so Allie ends up being the one to go in and treat him. And Josh is watching her over the cameras and stuff. And while he's trying to antagonize her, he's not getting a rise out of her. So he reaches for her, like he's gonna touch her. And everybody like blows up like hell no. And security comes in and pulls her out, ends up saying, like, "Allie, you okay?" She had been like doing a good job of making sure this creep doesn't know her real name. Now he knows her real name. Later that night, dude breaks in with a kidnap kit. He has a bag on him. It's like rope, knives, all that stuff. He'd planned to rape and murder Allie. He like ends
Mhm.
up finding her house, and that happens to be one of the nights that Josh is there. And so they end up knocking him out as soon as he comes through the door. Josh is booby trapped the whole house. They see his ass coming, and they knock him out, right? And then they accidentally kill him. Like,
It ain't
because they're
accidentally. You need to
right?
be
Yeah.
dead.
He
Yeah.
had because he had chloroform in his kid. So they're trying to like knock him out. And Josh just comes up with a plan like, we're gonna take him to the family's house of the victims, because like her dad and all of them were like ex-Navy SEALs and whatnot. They knew he knew like they're gonna take care of him, whatever needs to happen. But en route there, he'd put tape over his mouth, and he had ended up putting tape over his mouth and his nose. And so the dude suffocated in the back seat
Oh,
while they're on
okay.
the road. So then Allie is like, "Oh my God, I can't believe all this happened." Anyway, sorry. Allie, I'm trying to give it the shortest version possible.
Mhm.
Allie is like, "Okay, so we can go and see my uncle." Her deceased mother has an uncle who's apparently involved with the Italian mafia. Like they're super Italian. She's like, he can get rid of the body for us. He can help us clean all this up. Yada yada yada. She meets the uncle and her whole Italian family, who's like, "We're gonna do this for you." they end up getting rid of the body, and Josh goes and hacks the dude's house and makes sure like they're all wiped and they get away with it and whatnot, and it turns them on and they end up doing it. And she's like, "Oh, this is a good time for you to know I already knew who you were," which is stupid to me. Like, how are y'all like doing all this sexy stuff with a mask on? That's so dumb. But anyway, towards the end, they're like blah blah blah, running around doing freaky stuff together. He asked her to marry him, and she does. And that's kind of the end of the book.
This has so many layers to it, and when I picked up
Please
this
ask
book for
questions, because
you,
I know I've glossed over stuff, but like, feel free, please.
I'm
There's a
trying
lot
to-
happening.
Yeah, it's a lot because randomly, I'm not gonna lie, you having a random Italian uncle, mafia
Yes,
uncle is
because she
really
does not keep
random.
in touch with any of her family. Like, since her parents died, she didn't like, but she just knew like he had got involved with some bad people, but he was Italian mafia.
Were they in? You keep mentioning they were in like a very dangerous city. Did they mention like a town or a location? Was this a
I
fictional
don't remember.
town?
I think it was
Okay.
supposed to be a real town, but they never actually say what the town is. But it gives me like Gotham from Batman vibes.
Yeah, it almost gives off Bronx or something.
Yeah,
like
somewhere like
type of thing.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it.
But Allie is Italian, and then Josh. Okay, what Josh gives to me, because they say that his dad was very charming and super attractive, and he likes to keep a low profile in real life because everybody says you look exactly like your dad, and he doesn't like to talk about it. But you remember Scandal, right?
Yeah.
I think that his dad, he gives Jake Ballard to me. Like, his dad is like older than Jake Ballard, and Josh is like younger Jake Ballard, like hot white guy like that.
Okay, because I feel like it's a difference of being charismatic and being flirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how certain men can do it, but certain men can't. Like some men come off real flirty just off rip instead of just charismatic. Like, for example, I say this all the time. I feel like Future is really charismatic. That's why he is Mr. Get Bitches.
I could see that, but
Yeah.
but I think he also gives like dick to me too. Like, I feel like underneath it, like, he's like charismatic in a way that I still can tell you're a dick to me. But
Yeah.
like, I feel like this dude's like serial killer charismatic is more like saying like for low self-esteem type women, like not
Okay.
only low self-esteem, but like, you know how it's like they're able to just get inside their head like, oh, you have such a blah blah blah, or like saying things,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
they say the
saying,
right things.
knowing
They
what to
know
say.
what
Yeah,
things to say.
because they're
Yeah.
psychopaths. But it
Yeah.
only to me, that kind of stuff works on women who like don't really have much self-esteem to begin with. Not saying that they're not the only ones who are victims, but you know what I mean? Like, it's a way to manipulate. If you already like are very assured in yourself, you're just kind of like, yeah, whatever, get out of my face.
I feel like when women are kind of put in them situations, not saying this as like this is just all women's fault or anything like
Right.
that, because it's creeps out there, of course. I
Right.
just feel like it's a level of discernment that people just
Mm.
don't have.
I agree.
That's what it is. Because I can tell off rip, or I have this feeling that you're a creep.
Right.
I can automatically just sense that. So, not
Yeah.
victim shaming or like victim blaming anyone or anything
Especially
like that.
these days, like with all the whole like Riz and all that, it's like you can immediately tell when a man is trying too hard. And I think that's like another reason, like, I think charisma it's very rare to me that I come across a man just in the wild who just naturally is just like giving you know, like Morris Chestnut smile charisma.
Yeah.
Like, it's either trying too hard or it's just like we're just friendly having a nice conversation, because a lot of guys know not to be weird these days, like,
Yeah.
which is,
And that's exactly what charisma is. You're not doing
Yeah.
too much.
Right.
You're
Yeah,
cool. Like you know when somebody's doing too much. Like,
absolutely.
like when people won't leave you alone, that's not
Yeah.
charismatic.
No, that's weird.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna call somebody on you.
Yeah, and you can feel when it's just a natural conversation. Like when I had brought
Yes.
up Future, that man ain't gotta try too hard to be Mr. Get Bitches.
Absolutely not. He's very
So,
good looking, and he's like, he is charming. I will say
yeah,
he's charming, but I feel like he I don't
yeah,
know. I
he's a
don't know
dick.
him in
He's
real
an
life.
asshole.
Yeah, I definitely could feel some douchery like up in
Yeah,
there,
but
but
I feel like
he's definitely charismatic.
because it's like a level of him that is lover boy. So that's why I
Mm.
feel like for example, when he was online who was the girl that was just on TikTok a few months back, and she called Future on the phone, and he was like, "Bruh, don't be calling."
Yes, yeah.
You know who I'm talking about. I can't think of the girl name or
Yeah,
whatever.
I forget her name, but I remember she was
everybody
posting the messages and whatnot.
Yeah, she was posting like all this like stuff, and somebody was like, "Oh, he definitely know her. Why he trying
He
to
did.
act like that?"
They
And he
don't
liked
know.
her too,
It was
and he
obvious,
liked her
right?
too.
That hurt your feelings. And your little feelings was like,
Yeah. So, and then I feel like also he just ain't talking to just anybody. I feel like nowadays, honestly, in my opinion, I don't know that man everyday life. I don't
right.
know, but I'm just saying it's just like he talks to some bad women, to bad.
He
people.
does.
He ain't just talking to nobody now.
Right.
Oh yeah.
He's good looking though. Like I could definitely see it. I could see that. I didn't like this at first because it focused a lot on like the S&M of it all. And I'm not a huge like that doesn't turn me on. Like I don't want to. You ain't finna be beating on me. You're gonna be scratching me out.
That's strange to me.
And a whole part of Allie's thing was kind of like she liked being tampered with by him, like toyed with and all that stuff. Like she done accidentally cut him with a knife while they were driving, and they both got turned on by it. Kind of, it was like that's not my deal. But once they started going back like into the backstories and stuff, and it's like, I guess fucked up people need love too.
I guess.
And that's where this story kind of landed me, and it did make me want to read the next one. Because I don't like a whole bunch of like, it can't be smut without a meaning. Like I'm not one of those kinds of girls, but it ended up being pretty good.
Yeah, it reminds me of like when they say somebody brought up I forgot what I was watching, but they brought up the topic of women liking to argue, and I don't like to argue
at all.
I don't like that, but some
that's
women
a turn off.
Yeah, like but some women like that banter of back and forth.
Yeah,
it's like to be
something
like,
for everybody,
playful or something, but it's like to just be. Let me start an argument. I don't like that shit.
Absolutely not.
I don't like it.
No,
so,
I'm gonna call a man a woman if he argue too much with me. Like I don't want either one of us to be arguing too much. That's a huge turn off for me. I could do it, sit here by myself.
Call a man a bitch. You not angry? I gotta get
right. Like it's like I'm not Toya. Like,
right. And also too, when even if that even was to come out of my mouth, I'm instantly putting my hands up because I'm thinking somebody about to knock the shit out of me. Because that's just not something I'm not gonna do that. I don't call men bitches. That's something like I'm not. I just know the worst consequences are coming, so I'm automatically like, let me get in like a little ball and defend myself. That's what you say. You be so tickled when you be doing this episode.
So accurate though.
Because
like, how does that fly out of your mouth?
Yeah, call a man like, and then I feel like when women do this shit on the regular, if you hear about women doing this shit on the regular, like, who did you grow up around and let them call you
for
a bitch?
real?
Like, that's not.
And it's like, oh my God, it just reminds me because I'm not going to say the name, but I have this auntie, like one of my mom's aunts, but she's been with this man, my uncle. Oh, I want to say his name so bad because it's like, I'm just say Uncle Andy.
Okay.
So she's been with my Uncle Andy for like 30 years, right? They're not married, but they're just like been together, and she runs that man. And it makes us feel so bad when we're around him because it's like they live across the street from like all their family live across the street from each other. Yeah. So like the men will be like outside talking and Uncle Andy over here talking with like the rest of the men. You see her come outside and stand on the porch like, Andy, get your ass back in this house. And he'll be like, all right, I'll talk to y'all later.
And you know what's funny?
It's like
some men
they've been together 30 years. That's what my mama said.
He likes that.
I was like, he likes that crazy shit. Like, why are you letting that lady talk to you like that? It's been like this my whole life.
That's why they've been together so long. He likes that.
She be lighting him up.
That's the same thing with Toya and Eugene. That's
why they've
been together so long. Like,
I mean, it's a plug for every socket.
I remember I was watching Carlos King, his Monday night recap, and Claudia Jordan was on there. She was like, maybe that's why I'm not married yet. Maybe I need to start talking to these men crazy. Like, bitch, go get me a damn soda. Like, bitch, go get me a... Or they'll be like, hey, babe, what do you want for your birthday? Bitch, you don't act like you already don't know what I want for my birthday. Like, fuck wrong with you?
For real. Like, yeah. I mean, yeah, some men do like it. But vice
maybe.
versa,
But I don't like
I
be
can't
I
take
but
that.
I don't like being like that. I don't like talking like that.
Me either. Like I feel like I would be on the defense, like you said. I would be
I'm
like, because I
take
expect,
cover.
I expect you to want to
Like
hit me, because
I
I would
feel
want to hit me.
yes, I feel like just bitch come out of my mouth, it's gonna be an automatic back slap. It's gonna be like a back slap where
It's
I get
like,
knocked into a wall or something.
yeah,
It ain't gonna
yeah.
be
I
no
gotta be
simple.
extremely mad. I'm trying to remember. No, I do remember. I was trying to think of the last time. Have I actually called a man a bitch? I was like, no, I have. Like when we got into it real bad that one time. But he ain't get violent with me. It was just like it was disrespectful. Like that was disrespectful as hell, and it didn't feel good. Like, but when
That's what
you
I'm saying. You
arguing,
gotta be
but I
super
don't like to
mad.
argue at
Yeah,
all.
you have to be super mad for me to call you that or
Absolutely,
pussy or something like that.
yeah,
Like I have to be very. It has to be called for me to do that. And even if
yeah,
I did do that, I'm still expecting to get hit
right,
back.
and
At that point, I'm so angry. I'm about to get hit.
right.
I'm about to get hit.
But it's like after it's one of those things like, damn, we both were saying some crazy stuff and you gotta like, but it takes some time. But we definitely gotta talk about that. That's not something we can just gloss over like, bitch. Like,
Yeah,
no, we're not getting
nah,
past that.
it's not. I
But yeah,
remember.
apparently he was like, yeah.
Oh my bad. Oh, you talking about the when you called your man a bitch.
No, I was gonna go back to the book. No, go
Oh,
ahead with your thing though.
oh no, I was gonna bring up. This is what I had went viral on TikTok. So Love Island was on last summer,
Mhm.
and the one of the main points was the girl Huda had called Jeremiah. They were in the villa, and she called him a bitch, and that was
Mm,
like my main. I was like, you don't call no man no bitch, like, but most of everybody agreed with that. Like you're like she is wilding. Like you ain't even
mm.
known this man for that long to be even calling him that, calling him by his name and
Yeah, that's crazy.
whatnot. Yeah, that's wild. And it was some women in those comments saying like, yeah, she should have called him a bitch. And and those were the only ones I responded to. Like the comments, I was like, "Now we not finna act like that's okay. You do not call no grown man no bitch. I
Yeah.
don't care. Like you don't do that. Even if he is
It,
acting like one, you don't do
yeah,
that.
it takes something very extreme. Like if he ain't put his hands on you or said something crazy to you first or doing something bitch worthy, then like you definitely shouldn't.
And that's
But
not
I
a
think that I was
term to
warranted when I
throw
did.
around.
It's definitely
Yeah.
something you do lightly at all.
Yeah, that's not a term you just throw around like that's regular. Like I can see if I'm talking to my homegirls and I'm just out talking shit, like "Hey, bitch," or
Right.
bitch," or whatever. Yeah, I don't even
But
call
to a
my
man like
friends.
with your
Yeah,
chest, absolutely not.
no, you don't do that. That's like that's just so.
I'm not even. You're right. I'm not even calling my friends unless we plan or just like
Yeah,
yeah, bitch, like or like
and
bitch, like
even I don't really necessarily do that
yeah.
like often. I
I do if
don't.
I'm like getting good into my story, and it's like I have to like remember all the details. It might slip out, but it's still not like bitch, like all in like
I'm more
it just doesn't roll
so.
off the tongue naturally.
Yeah,
I'm
it
like girl
doesn't.
more likely.
Yes, I'm girl. I'm like girl, like
Now
girl.
this bitch, like I'm talking about somebody
Yes.
else, that rolls off.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Like, bitch, don't roll off like that. But I'd be like, or sometimes even like sis will sometimes roll off me. But it's
Yeah,
just like I'm more so of like a girl. Let me tell you,
yeah,
girl, like that's me. But I'm not just throwing around a bitch word like that.
yeah, absolutely, definitely not to no man.
Right. Okay. But what you
But
saying
to
about
each
the
their
book?
own. She like, yeah, I was like, cause he wasn't like he was like a softy, like softer with her, and it wasn't more like abusive. It was just like she was into like the S&M stuff, and he was willing to give it to her in a very extreme way. I guess this is what white women fantasize about when
How
they.
how do you find out that somebody like how do you come in contact with men who like these certain
Well,
things? You happen to meet somebody who likes this stuff as well. Is that just how the universe works?
think it comes with experimenting when y'all finally get together, because I definitely met guys who like want to go a little bit more. No, nobody who wanted to beat on me or anything. Like I'm definitely not into that, but it's just like they gonna test you a little bit more and more to see what you gonna go along with, like without getting too graphic. In my experience, they're just like they gonna keep going like until you be like, I'm not down with that, and then they know your limits. But
Yeah.
for every peg, there's a hole. Like there's gonna be some girl who's like, no, do it. Like punch me, I punch you. I don't know, whatever
And
they
then
be
you kind of
doing.
don't know if you like it or not unless you try it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Because I don't. I have limits. We ain't gonna. This ain't that kind of podcast because
right,
we
this
ain't
ain't
gonna go
lip
all into
service.
that.
Yeah, right,
But
this
it's
ain't
like you
this ain't lip
can.
service.
Yeah, you smack me around a little bit. Not here, but you know.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean. Like, okay.
It just depends. It
Yeah,
depends.
for sure. Is this based on like just them as a couple, like this whole little
See, I
series?
don't know. I don't think so, but if it is, I think that would be very interesting to see how they take this. But it's called Caught Up, and it's like, I forgot the tagline. It was something like on your knees. Yeah, get on your knees and pray, but pray is spelled Prey. So that kind of intrigued me a little bit. I already ordered it though. So we will see. I will review that one on my next empty episode. I know, like, there's not a whole bunch you can get into with this book without getting super, like, graphic. But the overview, I think, was, I think I gave it enough. And then there's a series coming out about it too. So I'm looking forward to see how that. Now, if I was going to cast it, I still can't figure out who I want the main girl to look like, but I don't know. She gives me like kind of, Kim Zolciak's youngest daughter who's on that newest show with the
Next
teens in New
gen,
York.
yeah, NYC,
Yes.
yeah, NYC,
Yeah, she kind of gives me her, but like darker hair. And then
like a
you got young,
brown, like not
like a
like a
brunette
blonde,
her.
yeah, like a okay.
Yeah. And then you have young Jake Ballard. And then they're like the main character of the story. And then you have all this Italian mob family that she has on the side disposing of everybody. But I think it'll be an interesting show. They have to put it on like HBO Max or something because that thing is graphic.
So if you had to put, because I'm set on location when we talk about location, what state would you put this in?
I would definitely put New York. Like, it gives this dangerous.
Okay. I know we talked about it earlier, but I was just thinking like, what would we put this in? I don't know why my brain just went like super, I ain't saying left. I started thinking about like housewives stuff, and I don't know why I just thought of like Rhode Island, but I also thought of just somewhere
I
up
just
there.
started watching that and I bang with it. I'm like, okay, they got it going on. All right.
They all look alike, so I had to pay attention.
They do.
Like, I had to pay attention.
That just reminds me though, because I was like, 'cause it gives like somewhere, like not New York is dirty, but come on, it's dangerous and whatnot. But anyway, I remember off topics, our senior year when we all looking at colleges and stuff, and I had like 3 schools in New York that I had applied to, and I remember telling Chris, he was like, "Tonitra, you're gonna get raped."
Oh my God. And he the main one that stay up in New York now.
He does now. That's crazy. And but I remember he was like, I was like, I really want to go like either California, but I really want to go to New York. And he was like, Tanitra, no, you're gonna get raped. And I was
I'm
like,
dang,
what?
just put a damper on my dreams. Don't right.
I just
And
but I watch a lot of SVU, so he had has a point.
Yeah, he's definitely right. Them type of shows will have you kind of like looking over your
Right?
shoulder.
It's like, Jesus.
How about I have a work trip coming up next month where I have to go to Connecticut, but you can catch the train to New York because it's only an hour and a half, like driving distance, but it's probably like 2 hours on the train. So you can take from where I'm at the train station to like the Grand Central, but I'm just like, I don't want to do that by myself. Like, what if one of because I told Chris I would go like see him if I have the time, but I'm kind of like, I'm a little scared. Like, so it made me think like,
you got
crazy.
air tags and whatnot to make sure somebody's tracking you the whole way.
But I don't want nobody to actually take me. Like, I gotta make sure I make it back to work and shit. Like, 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 yeah.
I think if you keep your wits about you, I think you'll be okay. You're a smart girl.
Yeah, I was like, if one of my
like,
coworkers go with me, then we
go
can
to a bar by myself and have a beer and blah blah blah. You're not stupid.
Yeah, I don't know. Or then I also was like, maybe Chris can come and take the train to Connecticut and then take it
That'd
back.
be cute.
That'd be cool, but I don't want to take too much of his time, like, cause it's just the
yes, you do.
how the time
He won't
is.
mind.
But I don't even know how long the shit lasts.
I know.
Like how long even the train run that late.
That'd be so cute though.
Yeah, it seems fun. It seems like an experience. Like I've never had no desire to kind of like go up there, but because it just seems overstimulating. But
yeah,
hey.
it does.
But yeah, that would be good. So for the next book, whenever you do read the part 2, what do you expect to happen? Do you almost feel like it'll be like another type of story, like how the housemaid was?
So a part of me feels like it might be a whole new set of characters, but another part of me feels, because at the end they kind of hinted at she started holding the camera for him while he does his thirst trap videos and like making herself a little bit more known. So maybe they play into that a little bit more and they start being this couple that does like kinky stuff on the internet and somebody like runs up on them or something.
Was this a 2-person point of view book?
Yes, they switched between Josh and Allie by chapter.
Okay, that's what it sounded like. I want to know what you rate this book.
Out of 5 stars or 10 stars?
You can do whatever.
Okay, out of 5, I said like 3.5. Just because I'm not a super like gory, smutty girl. But it was written well, like it kept me intrigued. It started getting real good when the drama amped up. So 3.5 out of 5. That concludes this week's episode, and I hope you enjoyed this review of Lights Out by Navessa Allen, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.